Hello, thank you for joining our virtual tobacco research update for 2020. I'm David Reed, Extension Tobacco Agronomist at the Virginia Tech Southern Piedmont Agricultural Research and Extension Center. This recorded program is intended to serve as a replacement for our annual in-person tobacco research field day that we have each year. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we're unable to do that this year, unfortunately. Want to just give a quick overview of the 2020 research season. As you're aware, the Research Center has been closed to the public since March due to the COVID-19 virus. Our office and field staff, however, have continued to work following prescribed precautions provided to us by the university and the college. And we certainly owe the staff a big debt of gratitude for their dedication in continuing their efforts to ensure that our research season and our extension programs continue in an uninterrupted fashion. Our field research has continued close to normal this season. Again, that's due to the dedication of our staff and trying to keep everything ongoing. We've had quite variable growing conditions this season. We started the season with a very frosty start. We had a frost event. And then as we moved into the season, particularly into July, we had a period of very high temperatures for most of July into August. We've also had cycles of wet and dry conditions. Fortunately, we have not been as wet as some areas across southern Virginia, but still we were wetter at some periods in the season than we would like to have been, and currently we're in that status now. And then we also had dry weather, and we'll talk about that as well. I want to take a look at the two frost events that we had and look at some of the data that occurred May 9 and May 10. And we had low temperatures, May 9 of 35 degrees and followed on the 10th with 34 degrees. Fortunately, this was not as cold as was actually predicted, but still, it's cold and as I remember us having at this point in May. At this time, we had approximately a quarter of our crop planted in the field, and we were taking some precautions to try to mitigate potential damage. We did make an application of an anti-frost agent to the crop. I don't know that I can honestly say it made much difference, as we did not generally have a lot of damage on our tobacco that was visible. We did have some damage in some of our variety plots where they were located, and we did replant some of that tobacco because we just wanted to ensure that we had the highest quality variety planting that we could have. The data that I showed on the previous slide came from our new weather station that the college has located at the research station. And it provides us real-time data available on the web, as well as we can visit this website and look at historical data, as I just did looking at those two frost events. And the college has located these weather stations across the state at all 11 of our agriculture experiment stations, and this is available to the general public on a system called WeatherStem. And you can see in orange there, that's the address, the web address for the WeatherStem station that is located at the Blackstone Experiment Station. And so this shows real-time data, gives a weather forecast as well, has a webcam that you can see visual conditions present at any time. And it also allows us to go back and look at historical data as well. So that's a very valuable feature of that system. And I certainly appreciate this system is made available to us now. Looking at more of these data, Here's the seasonal rainfall data that we've had at the Southern Piedmont Center. And you can look at May, just under 3 inches of rain. That's not an atypical May for us at all. That's a reasonable amount of rain. We look at June, just over 5 inches, but most of that occurred in about 1/2 of the month. So we did have wet conditions there in June. And then after that, though, we had 3 weeks with absolutely no rainfall, and then another 3 weeks with a limited amount of rain. So we were irrigating quite extensively during this period as the crop had been laid by, was moving toward topping, and we tried to bring the crop into uniform topping. And so everything was irrigated at least twice, and some of the tobacco was irrigated 3 times, even after we had topped that tobacco. And then you can see here in August, the recent week in August, we've had quite a bit of rain, and now we're wet again in Blackstone. We've also had above normal instance of tomato spotted wilt virus, as you can see in this photograph. The actual level is probably 1% or perhaps less than 1%. However, for our research plots, we do not like to see any losses due to anything, and certainly it's unsettling to have a 1% loss of plants in our research plots, because we do want to have 100% stand of plants and have the highest quality research data available to us. We've also had extensive target spot occurrence this year. It looks like recently it may have slowed down, but certainly our lugs and some of the cutters, we've got extensive target spot occurring on these leaves. The rest of the program will have different topics for you to select from and to view the presentations on these topics. I thank you for joining us. My information, my contact, my email is there. Dr. Johnson's email is also listed. So as you go through and look at the other presentations, if there's something that you're particularly interested in, you want to comment, please send us an email and we can have a conversation regarding anything that you would like to talk about. Now, I would like to show you a video from Dr. Saeed Mostaghimi, Director of the Virginia Agriculture Experiment Station, as he brings a message about the activities of the Agriculture Experiment Station in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences at Virginia Tech, and also talks more specifically about the Virginia Tech Southern Piedmont Center.
Hello, welcome to the Southern Piedmont's Agriculture Research and Extension Center Field Day. I'm Saeed Mostaghimi, Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Studies at Virginia Tech College of Agriculture and Life Sciences. I also serve as the Director of Virginia Agriculture Experiment Station. I truly wish that we were able to be together at the AREC today, but our in-person field days are one of many casualties of the COVID-19 pandemic. Although many aspects of our lives have been impacted by COVID-19, fortunately we've been able to continue much of the work that is going on at 11 agriculture research and extension centers throughout the state, as well as in laboratories in Blacksburg. We're able to keep social distancing while continuing the work that is vital to maintaining and promoting Virginia's #1 private industry, agriculture, strong and thriving. At any given time in the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, there are over 2,000 projects that are going on, ranging all the way from fundamental research that sets it up to address the future challenges to very practical issues that our stakeholders are currently dealing with. These 11 agriculture research and extension centers are very critical to the land-grant mission of Virginia Tech, in that the faculty conduct the research to create knowledge, and then through their extension and outreach program disseminate that knowledge to our stakeholders, producers, and communities. We value your engagement and your support of our ARECs. Your continued engagement help us develop programs that are meaningful and relevant to the needs of the stakeholders. Again, on behalf of this AREC and on behalf of Virginia Tech, I would like to thank you for all of what you do and for your partnership with us. Also, thank you for all of what you do in support of agriculture in the Commonwealth. As you might know, the center is dedicated to research and extension programs for sustainable production of tobacco, forage crops, beef cattle, small fruits, and grains. Among the topics addressed by faculty are tobacco, agronomic and disease management, ruminant livestock, forage production and management, and small fruit disease management. We do this by using technologies such as tobacco curing, monitoring and automation, sucker control application technologies, and drones to assess crop development. Before I turn it over to the rest of our speakers, we would like to share with you a few comments from our stakeholders about the impact of the ARECs as a network. We truly appreciate your partnership with us, and please don't hesitate to contact me or the AREC directly if there is something that we could do to help you. Thank you.
These AREC centers scattered over the state. They are serving the largest industry in the state of Virginia outside of government and military.
Research done here can be used for the benefit of private landowners within the state of Virginia, public land holdings.
We farm approximately 4,000 acres. We also have a company that exports food quality soybeans. If it hadn't been for the soybean variety development program at Virginia Tech, that export business wouldn't exist.
This research center is very important to us and all of my surrounding farmers in this 5 or 6 county area with the research that they do.
Technology in agriculture and the farming community has just exploded. You know, what we were doing 5 years ago, agricultural practices we were doing on our farm 5 years ago are not the same as what we will be doing 5 years from now. I know for a fact the AREC here is staying on top of that, and they're helping by coming to growers and letting them know about the new technology that's out there. Here's how we can be doing something different through the AREC's help. We found that we can mitigate the amount of fertilizer and the usage of fertilizer that we're putting out. So we're only putting out the right amount that the plant needs and the plant can take up at any given time, and it's not going out and getting into the Chesapeake Bay. As the population of the world grows, we're trying to find more and more ways to grow more and more food with less land. So I hope I can make a positive change in agriculture too, and through Virginia Tech and through the AREC here to help with the AREC and extension. That you know, that's something that we can all do pretty easy. So with their help.